Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday. Oh my God, finally. Longest week ever. Friday, April 11th. And today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, NVDY, Misty, Amzy, Platey, Simsy, whatever. I don't even know what I missed. Voice almost there. I'm almost sounding normal. So let's get to it. Wanted to let you guys know next Friday is April 18th. That's Good Friday. The market is closed. Did you know that? Market is closed on Good Friday. So what does that mean? Well, options contracts expire on Thursday, right? Thursday, April 17th. It means we can't trade on Friday. It means hopefully we get paid on Thursday. I haven't looked at the distribution schedule or anything. Actually, now that I think about it, I wonder when the declaration date is for next week. But either way, I just wanted to let you guys know that for next week. And then while we're on the topic of any other news, China fires back here. Looks like they're raising their tariffs to 125%. So, the game of chicken continues, U.S. versus China on the tariff war. So we'll see what happens, man. We shall see what happens. All right. So obviously here's pre-market, little sneak peek. This is as of 5:10 a.m. Tesla looking down as we speak. So anyway, let's get to the Excel files, or shall we say the Google Sheet files. All right. So first up is going to be Misty, of course. But who had trades overall? Coney had a trade. Misty and Simsy, and that's it. And it's Thursday, man. It was Thursday yesterday, so that's usually a busy day. It wasn't that busy. This is usually packed, but Misty, of course, was busy because it's Misty. Misty has many trades because it's the biggest fund. But anyway, so what did they do yesterday? They did a bunch of stuff: buy, call, sell, put. All right, adding to synthetic 260 though. All right, so that's a new one there. But again, I'll show you on the spreadsheet. And then they're closing some stuff here. They're closing some trades, and they're closing them, for wins, and they're opening trades for next week. Again, you can see the date, April 17th. So obviously today being the 11th. The next expiration date would typically be 7 days away, but it's 6 days away. So we only have 4 trading days next week. So something to consider, during this. All right, so let's get to the Misty files here. All right, so Misty, again, yesterday was what, the 10th? No, yeah, yesterday was the 10th. So no trades they have 4 synthetics, by the way. As you saw, they added the 260, but no trades on the synthetic 330. It's 17% away because, again, the market it didn't erase the day before, but here, it's a freaking roller coaster, man. It's insane. But again, all of the synthetics expire May 16th, so they got some time. Here's the synthetic 290. This is 6% away. For being in a profitable position. Again, same expiration date. Then the synthetic 270. Did they add to this? No, they did not. This is actually at the money. So I'm just wondering why they did not just add to that instead of creating this 260, where they added 4,900 contracts to this position. I guess the more the merrier, right? But yeah, they're in a... Wait, did I... No, I didn't update the amount. Yeah, so this is 260. So I put that right here. Got home from baseball late. I saw these trades. I'm like, I'm not even going to complain. I'm just going to get to it. Eat dinner while I do it. And I did it. Ate dinner, went right to bed. So bad, but I know I got it done. Tie game, by the way. We should have won, but damn it, we didn't. Anyway, won't get into that. What do we got? Yeah, this is now 4.7% above MSTR is 4.75% above this strike, so that's a good spot to be in. All right, so anyway, we have 4 synthetics. Note there. Now, let's look at this. What's going on here? All right, a lot of scrolling. I don't know what happened on this spreadsheet, but all right, so yesterday, where did it begin? There we go. MSTR yesterday. Again, let's just show can we show the whole week? All right, so the 7th, MSTR went down 8.67%. On the 8th, MSTR went down 11.26%. On the 9th, MSTR went up 24.76%. And then yesterday, MSTR went down 8.26%. MSTY went down more. They went down 13.04%. And I'm sure you all know why, but if you don't, it went down more because it was ex-dividend date. So what happens on ex-dividend date on these ETF funds is they will drop per share the amount of the distribution. All right. Of course, it will do whatever whatever the underlying does for the most part. On top of that, so since the underlying had a very big down day, you take that minus whatever the distribution drop was. It was a big down day for Misty, 13% down. So again, kind of a rough one, especially since the day before we're sitting at $21. But that's how Misty fluctuates, man. It goes all over the place. So anyway, let's get to the trades. We'll see what they closed up yesterday. I'll just go right to the top. Anything in gray. And by the way, I hid all of the rows that we already covered because it was just becoming a scroll fest. All right, so we'll start with the top 1,400 contracts. They were selling a call, 325 strike. Again, when they opened it, they got a $3 per share credit. It only cost them 15 cents per share to close it. And the reason for that is, well, look at MSTR price, 272. I don't know what the price was at the time, they closed it, but it doesn't matter. They won the trade. They made $399,000 profit on that trade. So that was a win. All right. Moving on to the next one. Down here, this is 5,207 contracts. This had a 320 strike price. All right. Now, they made $3.58 per share when they opened it, and they ended up closing it for 12 cents. So clearly that's a big win right there. The overall profit on that trade is $1.8 million. So far, so good. Again, this is, we just want to win. We want to make money. We want to make profit overall on the synthetic and on the weekly. I know we can't have our cake and eat it too all the time, but again, if we can, awesome. If we can do, decent, great. But right now, we're winning our calls, because the market, it's not, although we had that big up day, it's really been trading flat. Like MSTR has been flat for the most part. And that kind of works out when you're selling calls. I know that daily is not flat, but when you look at an overall, like for the week, it may look flatter than what happened. Like this week was crazy, chaos. And we'll see what today does. Today looks to be an up day for MSTR, but we'll see when we get to the pre-market. All right, we have 2,500 contracts here. This is a 315 strike. They got a 432 credit for this one. Nice. All right, and they only paid 32 cents to close it. So if you look at this trade, we got an even $1 million. So very nice. Very nice. Okay, let's continue down the line. This is a call credit spread, a long call. They bought a call for 117. In the end, they only made about 11 cents credit. So obviously that individual transaction would be a loss. It's combined with others though. So we'll look at this one. This is a lot of contracts here. 12,025 contracts. 330 strike price. Again, MSTR was at 272-ish yesterday. They only They made 446 credit when they opened it. They paid 17 cents to close it. Obviously, they won. How much did they win? $5.1 million. I mean, hello, cha-ching. Show me the money, baby. All right, here's a call credit spread, a buy call, long call, whatever. They got 4 cents for that. But again, that's, is what it is. They didn't need it. They didn't need it this week. It looked like they needed it, right? When on Wednesday, we were like, oh my God. Good thing we have them. And then we don't need it. So, all right. So here's another long call here. But they, again, made 7 cents credit on that. And then, everything that they closed, they opened new trades. And you'll notice they're not doing call credit spreads as much. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but... And I'll show you the ratio of how many are not doing call credit spreads at the end of this. All right, so again, I'm not going to go through the outstanding holdings. I'll do that actually on the last page. I know I usually flick back and forth. No need to. All right, so let's just look at the outstanding shares. Really... freaking insane increase yesterday. 5.9 million increase in outstanding shares. So somebody or many people bought a lot of Misty. That's a 4.94% increase. That's pretty nuts if you think about it. So yeah, it wasn't me. I didn't buy any. I'm just, I'm holding my shares with my high cost basis, and it's all good. Because they're paying me. And guess what? They're paying me today. Happy Misty distribution day, by the way. All right. 30-day IV is 98%. Outstanding shares, 126 mil, 450,000. What's today? Today is... today's Friday. So I didn't lock... I have to make sure I locked in. Crap. Yeah, I didn't lock this in. This is still a formula. So whoever owned this, I'm going to have to go back. I have to lock in the number. Damn it. X dividend, actually, I do know it. Let me go back. Sorry. I'm just I'm talking to myself here. So the shareholders who owned it yesterday morning, which was Thursday, right? Not today, not this morning, yesterday morning. 120,500,000. Yeah, because that's how many owned it on the close of declaration date. I have to lock that in. I know it's random, but again, I just thought about it now. There's too many things to think about in this spreadsheet. All right, so I was on the recap. Outstanding shares, 126,450,000. Total net income so far, 7.8 million. Again, we just started a brand new cycle. We're about 2 days in. We made 6 cents per share. That's a daily income of 3 cents a day. A daily yield. Daily income, let's see this. Divided by 2 days so far. So 3 cents a day. Daily yield, 0.17%. And if you annualize that, sucker, oh my God, I could do it. 62%. 62%. I know it's not 100, but yeah, man, we just freaking started. Bring it on. We're probably going to win our trades today. And this annualized sucker tomorrow is going to be nice. All right, reaction. What do you want, man? It's up, it's down, it's left, it's all around, man. Freaking MSTR, it's nuts. It pretty much follows crypto. Crypto's nuts, the market's nuts, everything's nuts. It's a great time to follow the market, by the way. I know our portfolios are down, it's tough, blah, 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 but you can't run away from it. Attack it, use it to your advantage, have fun with it. Group D declares in 26 days, May 7th. May, that sounds warm. May sounds warm because April is not warm. We had a cold ass baseball game last night. Some of the kids were freaking crying. Their hands were frozen. They couldn't pitch. Oh man, what a rough one. All right, so here's the holdings. Let's get to this. Here we go. You ready? Are you ready? You ready? I'm here. All right, so again, MSTR price closed at 272.34. Anything in red, alert, red, these are expiring today. Are we going to win these trades? When I say win, what do I mean? Well, basically, I just mean we pay less than how much we got on the credit when we opened it, right? So it's an overall net profit. Make sense? Great. Because that's how we use, when we trade options, it's all about net profit, and I look at each individual contract trade as a net, plus minus. It's simple freaking math, to be honest. So that's how I'm doing it. Whether right or wrong, you guys can decide, but that's how I'm doing it. All right, so we have 3 strike prices. We have a 300, a 310, and a 325. 10% out of the money, 13% out of the money, and 19% out of the money. I would like to say that we are pretty good, right? Unless for some reason we say like, Trump says today, China, we're going to delay your tariff, but that's definitely not going to happen. So we're probably good here. And then on the bottom, obviously, these are for next week. We don't have to talk about them now. I noticed, there really is no point talking about next week's trades. All right, so synthetic-wise, we know. We have 4 synthetics. No need to sing Gold Digger. Definitely not. Again, I can't. If I try to do that high pitch, anything to a higher pitch, right? No, it's not going to work. All right, so the value of this fund is $2.3 billion. The NAV is 18.29. The trade price 18.27. MSTY, when it goes under $20 historically, it does not stay there long. But you never know. Maybe this is the time where it just stays down. It doesn't come back. It's hard to believe that. But, man, you never freaking know. All right, synthetic is negative. So, again, they're not making money on the synthetic overall yet. And as promised, the total number of contracts that Misty is trading is 83,315. The ones, the calls that they're selling without the long call, without the call credit spread attached to it, is 40,025. So about 48% of the contracts, they're just selling calls. Old school, baby. Is that a good move? Again, I don't know, right? We bitch about the call credit spreads, and then here we go. We got half of them at least, right? Hopefully it doesn't bite us in the ass, right? We'll see. We'll see how this all plays out. But I just wanted to give you that number because I noticed a lot of them didn't have the buy call, so just something to keep in mind. All right, so that's the, why is payment, what the hell just happened? No wonder, I knew something was weird. I skipped the payment tab because it was out of order. Oh, good Lord. All right, so anyway, payment information, synthetic income. It's it's a loss so far. Again, it's an expense because they're basically just opening synthetics at the moment. But we do have weekly income, so let's focus on that. 7.8 million in weekly income, and we look at the income per share, 6 cents total, 5 wins, 2 losses, and what do we got? The 2 losses are probably just the buy calls, which doesn't really count, to be honest. All right, let's look at the Rodimator, though. So if they make everything... did I need to update this? No, I think it updates on its own. Yeah, I'll check it later. But we're showing if all things being equal, the next payment would be 87 cents, which is a 62% yield. Highly unlikely. So let's use the IV. The IV is 98%, and that would be a $1.38 payment. Again, the last 2 payments, $1.37, $1.33. So that's kind of in line with that. Obviously, we went backwards. We did the holding, so we can move on now to the file here. So again, it's Friday morning. Typically Friday mornings, I do cover, freaking heater's hot. Again, it's so cold and it's not, I don't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to just cover all the trades. So first, we'll go to Aptly. Aptly, buy to close put. What the heck are they closing, right? Buy to close put here. They closed, well, the stock price is at 190. This The put, obviously, that's related to a synthetic. So it looks like a forced closure of contracts. People probably sold, and it worked out in their favor because they made 157 mil on the call that they sold. That's good. And the put only cost them 95 mil. So good. Forced close, they won. At least on the synthetic. Now let's look at the weekly. Again, this expires when? Tomorrow, today, whatever. They paid 68 cents. Is that a win? I mean, I don't know what they made on the open, but it could be. Well, let's see. The stock price is 190. The strike was 202. Yeah, so that should definitely be a win overall. So aptly, not bad. Up next is Coney, but of course we want to cover TSLY and Amzy before that. So let's get to the file. All right, here we go. Well, TSLY, NVDY, and Amzy actually. So let's do that first. All right, so 1 day movement. What happened yesterday? Tesla. Oh my God, I never updated this. I am a jackass. Nobody corrected me on these freaking dates. Holy crap. And I did it on all. Sorry, guys. When I was reading the 1 day movement over the past few days, it was the old. Why is that not updating? I'm connected to the internet. Great. Are you kidding me? Whatever, man. Whatever. Yeah. Well, it was a red day. We're not going to get the previous day movement, but whatever. We're just going to show where we stand. It's all good, man. It's all good. They have a synthetic. TSLY has a synthetic position. It's a 225, and they are, that's, I mean, good. That's great. Tesla's at 252. So obviously they're synthetic, very valuable. See the call, it's up to 156 mil, and the girl only cost 58 mil to close. So that's good. But more importantly, let's look at the weeklies. Let's go. It's so annoying that's not updating. But anyway, everything expires today. So just keep that in mind. And it's pretty close. This is going to be a tight one. We have 4 strikes. A 257.50 is the lowest. 265 is the highest. So we have 2% out of the money, 3% out of the money, 4% out of the money, and basically 5% out of the money. So 2 to 5% out of the money for today. So if Tesla kind of trades flat, trades down, moves up a little, we'll be okay. If Tesla goes up 10%, yeah, we're going to be capped a little, but we'll see how this goes. The value of the TSLY fund is 900 mil. The NAV is 817, trade price 818. Synthetic is worth about 90 cents per share, so that's a good start. 30-day IV of Tesla is 89%. IV estimate is 56 cents. Income estimate, currently not usable because they're not making money overall since their declaration date. Group A declares in 5 days next week. Let me just check again over here. Now the 10th price is gone, so you got to love that. All right, so that's TSLY. Let's move on to NVDY. Again, 1 day movement, not happening, so it is what it is. Synthetic-wise, they have a 95, they have a 130. NVIDIA price is 107.57. I feel like, I did hit snooze twice today, and I feel like that coffee did nothing because I'm freaking tired as all hell. But maybe I need 2 coffees before the video. Could you imagine? I would probably drive you guys nuts. But they have a 95, which obviously it's doing well because NVIDIA is at 107 and the 130 is not. So possible gold digger on our hands. So, maybe the singing will come back next week. I know a lot of people are very happy that my voice is gone, so I'm not singing. Again, it's a mixed bag. Some people miss it, probably sarcastically, and some people are like, finally, annoying ass voice, annoying ass singing is gone. All right, so here's NVIDIA's trade. So if we scroll to the left, If you want to know when they expire, just look inside the security name. Just look inside the QSIP. It's all there, all right? Under the stock ticker, it's there. What do you see? 411, not 311, your favorite band, but 411, okay? So 411, you're selling calls. What do we got? Well, we got four. We got four strikes. 108, 109, 113, 116. The lowest one is 0.4% out of the money. So yikes. If Nvidia stays flat, trades flat today, we will be good and just get out. If Nvidia goes down, we will be good and just get out. If Nvidia goes up, obviously we could be in danger of losing the 108 strike, which means we're going to pay more, most likely more than what we got in the credit. But again, we'll see. We'll see how it develops. But it's going to be a close one. The last time I checked on the pre-market, Nvidia was red. So the value of NVDY is 1.2 bill. The NAV is 1476 and the trade price is 1480. Synthetic bailout is in the negative. 30-day IV of Nvidia is 62.5%. IV estimate is 71 cents. And income estimate is negative, so we can't really use that. So Group B declares on April 23rd, 12 days away. Next, we'll cover Amzy, and then we'll go to the Coney trade. So, yeah, no update on the 1 day. I'll keep checking, though. All right, Amzy, synthetic. They have a synthetic, one of them, a 190. Amazon's at 181. Looks like they're making a comeback here. Let's hope. Amzy trades, again, no trades, so they left it alone. They're letting it ride out. Again, this is another close one. Contract-wise, 6,000 contracts. I know I haven't really been reading them, but it doesn't really matter. It's a split. They have two strikes, 180, 250, and a 190. So one is 0.71% out of the money, and the other is 4.84% out of the money. So yet again, if we trade flat today, perfect scenario. The value of the Amzy fund is 228 mil. The NAV is 1488. Trade price 1485. Synthetic bailout. Unfortunately, overall synthetic is in the negative. 30-day IV of Amazon is nice, 55%. IV estimate is 63 cents. Oh, I didn't add their income estimate yet. But if I go to, let's see, the group value, see if they even pop up yet. Yeah, they're not on. No, that's group A. Duh. Yeah, they're not on there. They'll be on there today. And then I could add them to the income estimate. They're part of Group D. They're paying today, obviously. So happy Amzy payment day for all you Amzy holders. And the next declaration will be May 7th, 26 days away. All right, up next is Coney. Hey, Coney. All right, let's go to Coney. Coney had some trades. How you doing, Coney? Buy to close. Buy to close what, though? Buy to close call. They paid 19 cents. So if you look here, the stock price of coin, 169. The strike price was 192.50. Clear win here. All right. They closed it early, 1 day early. So time value, yep, 19 cents. All right. It's okay. They won their trade. Good. Credit call spread, they had one. They made 5 cents per share on the selling the call back. So they made 50K for their troubles on that. Again, that's their insurance plan, essentially. All right, and now what are they doing? Oh, they're selling a call into next week. They're using a 180 now. They had a 192.50, but obviously they can't keep that one. It's not going to pay that much because it's 13% out of the money. So what they're going to do is they're going to roll the strike price down, and they're going to choose a strike price that's closer to the current stock price, and that's 180, which is 6% out of the money. I mean, it's a little tight. It's a little close, to be honest, but it did pay $408 per share, a total of $4 million. All right, so we'll see how this all plays out. And then let's get back to the Coney file. All right, so who's after Coney? Simsy. Yeah, Simsy, I believe, had a trade. All right, so, did you see that? It updated, then it went away. Sometimes Google Sheets, they play games on me. And the video must go on because, again, it's a one-take kind of thing. I hit record. I go in the garage. Here's what I do. I wake up. All right. I finish my spreadsheets because I got to do crap in the morning when the holdings are updated. All right. I have coffee. I come to the garage. I record. And whatever happens, happens. I have basically an hour to record and post before I, begin working for the day. So it is what it is. It's a one take. I'm a one trick pony here. That's it. So if it comes out crappy, if there's, if I'm burping and farting in the video, it's staying. I usually don't do that, thankfully, for you guys. But yeah, that's it. If I screw up, if the Google Sheet screws up, the video gets posted. And it is what it is. If birds chirp, if crickets come, if a spider comes on my head, doesn't matter. The video goes on. So that's kind of how it's been for the past 2 years. And you guys are still here. So I guess so far so good, right? Anyway, let's continue. All right, so we're on Coney. Coin is at 169. The price of coin is 169. 3 synthetics, a 160, a 185, and a 220. They all expire May 16th, so they have time. The 160 is in good shape. The other ones are not so much. All right, so as you saw, Coney, they closed one of the trades. That's down below. That's a 417 expiration. So let's focus on the red. All right, big red. What do you got, big red? All right, let's see. All right, here we go. Perfect. We have four, like 4 horsemen. Woo! All right, I could do that. 4 strike prices: 175, 180, 180, 250, and a 190, 250. 3, 6, 7, and 13% out of the money. Ooh, that's gonna be tight. But again, what is the market doing? I don't freaking know. That's when we'll look at the pre-market. Again, I wish Google Sheets was able to carry pre-market movement. I know that's a big ask, especially for a free platform, so that's not happening. But that's why we go to the Market Watch website at the end. All right, so what do we got here? We got the value of Coney is 892 mil. The NAV is 698, and the trade price is 697. Synthetic is in the negative, so we can't really talk about that. 30-day IV is 84%. IV estimate is 45 cents. Income estimates in the negative, and Group C declares in 19 days on April 30th. Sorry, I'm dealing with like a brain fart at the moment. I keep thinking I'm forgetting something. All right, sorry. So that's Coney. And let's just go down the line real quick. All right, PP did a buy to close, so they closed their call. They closed a 65 strike. They're at 60, so that's good. That's a win. And they sold the call for next week, 64, 5% out of the money. XYZ, oh my God, I hate this ticker. I really do. This is the freaking square, the block ink. You know. Anyway, buy to close call. This was a win. They had a 58 strike. They're at 52. They paid 11 cents. And they sold a call for next week, 56 strike price, 5.8% out of the money. AIYY, buy to close, they paid 3 cents. Yeah, that's a win. Because the strike was at 23, the stock price was at 20. Perfect. New strike price for next week, 21, 3.45% out of the money. We talked about Misty. Let's look at Ybit. All right, very simple, straight to it. Buy to close call. Call strike was 49.50. Stock price 45.17. Obviously, that's a win. They only had to pay freaking 2 cents. Do you believe that? On the Thursday, 2 cents. Hell yeah. All right. Well, it's probably so cheap because I see the price. Yeah, it's cheap. I don't know the price of Ybit, but Ybit obviously is $9.50. But whatever. They sold a call for next week, $47.50. That's 5.16% out of the money. Here's Crash. Again, I don't cover inverse funds because I don't care about them and it's a bit much. So someone else can do that. GDXY, buy to close. This was a 46 strike. And look at, oh my God, 47.70. They freaking lost the trade, man. Damn. 240 they had to pay for that. Let's look at this one, 46. Same thing, 217. All right, so GDXY lost their trade this week. They did have another day, so I'm not sure why they didn't wait till today to close that. Because again, the GDX could go down today. You don't know. I don't know. Do you know? Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. They closed it and they sold a call for next week. It looks like a $49 strike price, 3.88% out of the money. And then down here, $50 strike price, 6% out of the money. All right, here's Snowy. Looks like a forced closure. They closed some of the synthetic. 140 synthetic. They're at 144, so they actually made money on the synthetic. Good, check, check. And let's see the forced closure of the call. They had a 160 strike, and the stock price was at 144. Great, right? So, oh wait, sorry, I read the wrong one. Damn. Well, no, that one's a 155, so only paid 24 cents. So that, good. So they actually looks like they won that trade as well. So good job. That's fiat. Up next is fiat. Again, that's an inverse. Dips is an inverse. YQQQ is an inverse. Oh, and there's our boy SMCY. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. All right. So buy call, sell put, sell call, buy call. Oh, pretty simple. They got new money in. They added 2,000 contracts right here, 2,000 quantity, 2,000 contracts to the synthetic. Synthetic 35, they added 2. They're at 33. That makes sense, essentially at the money. And then they sold a call for the 36. Seems tight. It's 6.8%, 6.89% out of the money for next week. So, but we have a file for this. So let's go to the Simsy files. Hello, Simsy. Where are you? There you are. Here we go. Let's see if the 1 day up. It was, well, that was the 7 day, but still, it was there for a second. Again, Google Sheets, not nice at all. All right, so what do we got here? We got two synthetics, a 35, which perfect, fine, and 57, which is a freaking disaster. Oh my God, what percent? Oh my God, 69. Hold on, let me see. You take my money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger. Way over time. That day gonna meet. Hey, I did it, man. I did it. Sounded like shit. Well, it usually sounds like shit, so I guess it's no difference. But anyway, the 40... Why am I singing Gold Digger? Well, because that song rules. And look at this. The put. The put is the chick. That's why it's pink. The chick wants $78 million from us. They want that from our cash by April the 17th, which is not even Friday. It's the Thursday. So hopefully we can come up with that money. I don't know, man. I don't know. But she's a gold digger. Who's she with? She's with this dude down here. How much does he have? He has $50,000 to his name. He's a broke loser who's dating out of his league. And, you know, he didn't get no prenup. So he's about to lose every single dime he ever had. And unfortunately, that's a damn shame. Because why? Because SMCY is at 33 and this strike is at 57. That's a why. All right, so let's move on down here. What do we got? We got red, alert, red, 411 expiration. And then bottom in the black is next week expiration. So we won't talk about next week. We will only focus on this week. Here we go. Are you ready? Boom, boom. All right, here we go. 2 strike prices. Let's keep it simple. 35 and 37. 3% out of the money, or almost 4, we should say. And then 9% out of the money, almost 10s. So let's just round up. 4 to 10% out of the money. So we may be good today. We don't know. The value of this fund is 120 mil. The NAV is 1856, and the trade price is 1852. The synthetic bailout is negative, so we can't use that. Look at that 30-day IV of SMCY. Freaking awesome. 110%. This is a true degenerate stock, man. This is it. This is where the money is. As long as they don't tank, as long as they don't get in trouble with their audit again, then we're good, right? Maybe. I don't know. People loved this company before the audit troubles, and it's still trading like near a low. But I don't know, man. Do you know? Because I don't know. All right, what else? IV estimate that based on the 30-day IV is 157. Income estimate, they're actually making money, 6 cents per share so far. But again, they're part of Group D. They declare in 26 days on May 7th. And by the way, happy Simsy payment day. Again, it's Friday. Check your accounts. Some brokers pay. Some brokers make your ass wait. I don't know, but you'll get paid eventually, right? All right, last but not least is Platey. Platey did not have a trade, right? Right? Nah, it did not. So let's finish Platey, and then we'll go through the rest of those trades. All right, So I'm still in Simsy. Let's go to Platey. All right, so Platey, one day, yeah, forget you. I'm done. All right, so here we go. Synthetic wise, what they got? They got an 80 synthetic. Palantir's at 88. This synthetic's looking good. It's looking good. No gold digger here. We got a girl we can afford. She don't want the expensive stuff. She's a good girl. She don't want Gucci bag. Could you imagine a Gucci bag? How much is a Gucci bag? $500? $1,000? Like, who the hell would spend that on a pocketbook? I'm sorry. I don't get it. I don't get it. But, I don't know, man. Anyway, let's continue. Platey. Platey has 3 strikes on Palantir, a 91, a 95, and a 97, 2, 7, and 9% out of the money. Is it safe? Is it safe? That's the question. I don't know. But all I know is we got one trading day. And our odds are pretty good. Maybe. We'll see. The value of the fund is 177 mil. The NAV is 56.81. Trade price 57.09. Synthetically, we are making money. Here it is, 577 per share. That's how valuable this synthetic is. Because the dude, man, he's smart with his money. He works. He works his ass off. And he dates girls that don't want it all, right? They don't want it all, right? They just because they got their own job. They don't want your money. They don't want your money. All right, 30-day IV, 93%. That's pretty good. That's Palantir. IV estimate based on that is 411. Income estimate's negative, so we can't use that. And they're part of Group B. They declare not the next week, but the week after. 11 days away on April 22nd. That's it on this file. I know I have the group's value. Again, I added Group D, so they're starting to pick up. I added the tickers, so this pivot table will add them as each day, as we add the trades each day, and we'll go from there. But Group A, I will do a guesstimate video this Sunday morning, and we'll see if I'm able to use any of this. It's not really looking like it, but yeah, we'll see, man. We shall see. All right, let's go back to the trades. Here are the trades. We left off on Simsy, so here's Carvani, CVNY, buy to close call, 11 cents. Hell yeah. So they had a strike of 242. They're at 203. Yikes, they're way down. But it doesn't matter. They won their trade, and they're going to roll that strike price down, way down to 220, and that's 8% out of the money for next week. So we'll see how that develops. Ulti, man, yeah, way too much going on there. I'm going to move Ulti, by the way, to my out of my Retire Now account to my dividend car account because it's a weekly, and I got all my weekly payers in the dividend car account because that's basically set it and forget it. Give me the paycheck every single week, and it's got LFGY, it's got GPTY. It doesn't have these yet. I'm letting them play out, and then with the this chippy thing, I haven't messed with that either. Anyway, so that's all the holdings. By the way, guys, I'm gonna go to the pre-market, but don't go anywhere after that. I'm going to give you an update on my options template and my options trading journey. All right. So let's go to pre-market first, and then we'll go from there. All right. Let's hit refresh. Hopefully this works. All right. So we're looking good. It's right. Oh, it's 5:52 a.m. Crap. All right. So Tesla's down 0.48%, 251.31. TSLY is down 0.24%, 816. Nvidia is up 0.73%, 108.36. NVDY is up 0.61%, 14.89. Coin is up 1.74%, 172.57. Coney is up 1.43%, 707. MicroStrategy is up, wow, good, 3.46%, 281.77. MSTY is up 3.23%, 1886. TSLL, they are down 1.18%, 836. TNA, they are up 1.48%. Good job, 2128. Keep that in mind. Again, I got covered calls on them. Amzy is up 0.07%, 1486. Bitcoin is up 3.23%, 82,152. BitX is up 6.73%, 3458. Suxel, man, this is just plain Suxel. At least it's up though, but it's under $10 freaking. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? These triple leverage funds are insane. Insane. But man, what a price. What an affordable price. 100 shares, one contract, $900. Hell yeah, I can afford that. Hell yeah. But I'm not trading it right now. Again, I'm focused on indexes. Well, in TSLY, of course. But anyway, Soxol, they are up 1.56%, 980. SMCY is up 0.89%, 33.98. Simsy is up 1.24%, 18.75. Palantir is up 0.93%, 89.41. And Platey is down 0.51%, 56.80. And that's it, man. That's the pre-market. That's the fun stuff right there, all right? So now I'm going to show you my degenerate plays on my options trading journey, if you care, if you give a damn. I don't know. Some of you do. So what I'm doing here, just FYI, I always used to track all of my options on one sheet, but I decided I'm just going to do one wheel sheet per holding. All right. So right now, TSLL, this is their wheel sheet. I am currently in a wheel with TSLL. All right. And this wheel is holding how many shares? 900 shares with an average cost basis of $17.22. I have made a total premium during this wheel, puts and calls, of $1,062. If you take that, you divide that, per share, that's a credit of 118. So technically, you could say, which I don't normally do, but you could say my cost basis on a net basis is 1604. All right. So just keep that in mind. None of them got assigned yet. All right. I am selling calls, but none of them got assigned. So let's see what's pending this week. So I have a put. All right. I sold a put. It has an $8 strike price. $8. Right now, it's 5.33% out of the money. All right. Why is it out of the money? Well, let's take a look. What's TSLL's price? Zoom out a little. It's 845. Right. So 845 is 5.33% higher than $8, right? So if TSLL goes below $8 today, as of the close, then I will get assigned 100 more shares at an $8 strike price. But I will make the decision whether or not I would let that happen or whether or not I would roll this into the next week. That's a decision I would have to make, all right? If it expires above the $8, then I don't have to do anything. This would expire worthless. I would get my $800 that I fronted back. And by the way, this did pay me. I got to hide these columns again. We don't want this. These are in the way. Delete. No, we want to hide. Hide. There you go. Okay, so I would get my $800 back. Total premium I made on that trade is $22. Okay. All right. So moving on, TSLL. I also sold 2 calls, and they both expire today. One is a $10 strike. One is a $9 strike. TSLL is at 845. So right now they are. Where is it? Well, the 9 is 6.51% out of the money, and the 10 is 18.34% out of the money. And I did add a new field, Delta. I know I don't usually speak Greek, but it's important for me to use this Greek now because I'm selling calls under my cost basis. So I want to use a Delta under 20. And as you can see, these are both under 20, 0.16 and 0.19. I did get $16 and $14 per share for these trades. What's the risk? Well, the risk is what happened on Wednesday. The market could fly to the moon. And it did. I didn't touch these though, right? These were blown through. It was over. But then the market came back down yesterday, and it's probably going to come back down today. We see Tesla's in the red. So these are not in danger at this very moment. And these most likely will expire worthless, and I'll sell calls again. I could sell calls today or I could sell calls next week. That's a decision I have to make. But yeah, so as far as TSLL is concerned, I'm just making money on the shares that I own. Again, I own 900 shares with a terrible cost basis, but I'm going to sell calls way out of the money, low deltas, so I don't have risk of assignment. and I'm going to keep making premium, and the goal is TSLL will eventually recover, hopefully, to my cost basis. And at the same time, yes, I am still selling puts, as you see, and if they get a sign, they get a sign if I let them, but we'll see. We'll let it all develop. All right, so that's the update on my TSLL wheel. Again, the tab says new because obviously it's new. NVDX, honestly, this one I was trying to get out of. So what I was doing is I was selling calls essentially like at the money. So I didn't really care. So I had a $6 strike. I wasn't even going to make this tab, but I ended up closing. Well, I have to put create rolling order actually. So this $6 call, where is it? Right here. I did a rolling order on this. So I did a create rolling order. And I rolled that down here for next week. I made another 20 cents on it. Look at the delta on that. Why? Because it's way in the money, right? At the time, it was 16% in the money. But again, I paid to close the old and I opened the new. Because you know what? I said to myself, you know what? I'll let this play out a little longer, and I'll roll these calls out as long as I can and collect the premium as long as I can on the money. And we'll just see how it goes. I also sold $7 strike price. These are currently in the money as well, 4.11% in the money. I'll probably roll these one more week. I'll let them. Again, I don't care if I lose money on these because, like I said, I'm trying to get out of these individual tickers, except TSLL. I love trading TSLL. But, I'm getting involved with too many. I want to keep it with the indexes. As long as I play the low delta, that means I can afford all the indexes. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I got assigned 400 shares. 100 of those did get called on a call, but that was the equal profit, so that's no big deal. So I actually own 300 shares. As you saw above, I have a $6 call and then two $7 calls. Premium I've made so far is $469. And if I take that, net cost, my cost basis is $925. My net cost basis is $808 on NVDX. Okay, makes sense. Great. Last but not least, TNA. I know this video is dragging on, but I wanted to give you guys an update on my options trading journey. So for TNA, I have 400 shares. 400 shares with a crappy cost basis. My cost basis is 41. TNA is at 20. So it's essentially half of the price, that I paid. Now, here's the problem here. I'm in danger. I have two more puts because I went put crazy, obviously. I have a 34 and a 38. I can't roll these anymore. There's no value in rolling them because I can't get a credit. So if I can't get a credit, what's going to happen is these are going to expire today, and I'm going to have to pay $3,400 plus $3,800 total for 200 shares. All right, and it is what it is. So that means I'll have 600 shares for next week. Again, this will actually lower my cost basis. However, my cost basis still sucks. But it is what it is. I'm going to let that, I'll let that, again, I'll take a look today, see if there's any rolling orders out there that I can make a credit, but most likely not. If there is, great, I'll do it. If not, whatever. And then I also have a $16 put that expires today. TNA is at 20, so this should be okay. This should expire worthless. It's still 23% out of the money. I did make $50 in premium for that, but again, that's risky because it's possible, I could get assigned even more shares, but the likelihood, a lot of damage has already been done to this, to the Russell index. So it's hard to imagine it can even go down much further. But, in this market, you never know. I did also sell a call, two calls. I sold a call 27 strike, 25 strike. Now, currently they are 19 and 28% out of the money. So they look to be safe. They expired today. I got $20 and $14 for those. So again, I'm selling low delta calls. I didn't log the one, but the other one was 0.09. So in fact, under a 10 delta on that one. And it was well worth it. Because again, I'm collecting money. I'm making money on the shares that I have. I have 400 shares. I'll have 600 after today probably. And then I sold a put. This one's for next week. This one is even a lower strike. It's a $15 strike. At the time, 28% out of the money. Still basically 28% out of the money. and a 10 delta, which paid 32 cents per share or $32. Annualize that sucker, 111%. So man, I'm making money. I don't really care that my cost basis sucks. Again, this is against my original strategy, but this was a position I wasn't expecting to be in, but I am. So overall, this wheel has paid me $2,170 in premium. If I calculate that per share with 400 shares, that's $543 credit per share. So technically, my net cost basis is 35. All right, sound good? Great. So that's the update on the wheel. That's the update on YieldMax funds. That's the update on everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did not, let me know how I can make it better. Sound good? But as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, please come back tomorrow and I will try harder. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have questions about my options trading journey or options on Misty or any of the other YieldMax funds, please let me know in the comments below. Outside of that, I got nothing, and nothing. As you can see, I pulled up the index screen. This is my future of options. These are the tickers that I'm going to trade. And again, with the 10 contract rule, I could never really afford UPRO and TQQQ. They did drop a lot, but so did my portfolio balance. But regardless, if I start thinking just, lower delta plays, safer plays, and I only do, I think I'll be in a better spot. But we'll see. They're still triple leverage, so they do carry risk. But anyway, guys, they're all three of them, look on the bottom, they are all over 100% implied volatility, which means they all pay handsomely, and I love it. All right, I'll have to end it there. So if you made it this far in the video, then we're going to have a keyword. I haven't even thought of a freaking keyword. It's Misty Payment Day. Duh, that's an easy keyword. If you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to say the freaking key word. Say the keyword, damn it. All right, for real. So the keyword today is I want you to post your Misty payment. How's that? All right, let's flex today. All right, small, big, who cares, right? But if you're comfortable. If you're not, then I don't know. You could flex another payment. Flex your Simsy payment. Flex your Amzy payment. But please specify. But if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you have to type in the comments below how much Misty paid you today or will pay you. Again, because some brokerages pay late. So if you don't want to post that, like I said, post whatever you want. But I just want to say, guys, thank you for watching and have a great day. All right, let me try this. Ready? I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. You're only a day away.